um, you have to forgive this. It's been a while since I've got to shave because I still am recovering from elbow surgery. Uh, but today's kind of important. Today is March 23rd, 2023, and it is 2 years removed from the official release of JAM Unleashed. On that day, Jimmy Dara was crowned the first ever JAM Lionheart champion. And for most, that really doesn't mean much because it's a virtual belt and a virtual show that doesn't exist. But for me, it kind of means a lot more. At the time of the show's release, I was in a not so good place. 2020 was hard on everybody. The ass end of 2020 was especially hard on my family. I lost my grandfather, and I'd lost an aunt a couple of months later. And my family was sort of falling apart at the time. I don't want to get into everything exactly because it's not really anybody's business, but I was going through a lot of family strife at the time, and thus my work and call was sort of very suffering because I didn't have the energy for it. I kind of lost all motivation for a while. I took some time off because I sincerely needed it, but still when I came back I didn't really have as much motivation. I didn't have a lot of faith in myself to continue doing it. I didn't have a lot of faith in Jimmy Dara as a character anymore, and I just didn't know where to go. Going into the show premiering and coming out, I figured they were gonna go with fucking Andy because he's established and he's like a guy. He's like a huge name to a point. So like I figured it'd be a no-brainer. But when the show ended and I was the guy they went with, it showed that these people whom have kind of seen what I can do, seen what I'm sort of about, and they chose me to represent what, in their opinion and what in our opinion, was like this new big generation of the movement guys. You know what I'm saying? Like the way JM was set up, it was supposed to be like the new future big stars in the community, which to an extent they were fucking right. Because if you look at the guys that were on that show, Morningstar, Crace, Vendetta, like Damon Starr just had a fucking damn near 10-star match. Tiger's running LWE like a fucking prime AEW. Craze is fucking Sauna's putting out banger matches after banger matches on like a weekly basis, basically. And that's just not me just gargling the Roy's balls again. Even that's something I do frequently. But like a lot of the guys on that show that were new got their just due in time. But to be made the face of sort of that generation of guys at that time meant a lot. And it still does mean a lot to me all this time later. Because it gave me sort of a shot of kind of much needed faith in myself. Because if these guys have the faith in me for me to be the face of this, to be a champion that after I think this is just after the merger of FAM and JAM to make the movement channel, like to be the face of this side of the channel on a channel I've watched since basically middle school meant so fucking much to me. And especially for everything that had gone on in the months prior, it was a much needed shot of positivity that I it came at just the right time. So we're 2 years removed from that, and a lot's changed. the blonde-haired Breaking the Silence Darrow really doesn't exist anymore. Um, I've separated myself from the movement. I've kind of been semi-quiet, aside from the LWE stuff. And I'm not entirely sure my place in Caw. But unlike back then, it's not because of me doubting myself, but more so because I'm just going through I'm going through my first actual injury in my life, and I didn't expect that to affect as much as it did. I'm trying to support myself, and I haven't really had an idea of how to fit Caw into that the way I would like to. I'm not leaving, clearly. I don't have any intentions of leaving for a while. Um, I've said numerous times I'm here until I don't feel like being here anymore. And it's just been a bit difficult to figure out how to continue doing things the way I want to do them. I had a few different things I wanted to do today to sort of commemorate the day of Unleashed. The first was buying a world title replica and doing a bit where I pulled it out of a box, dusted it off, and was like, oh, where did this come from? But for a few reasons that didn't come to be. I never really got around to buying the belt. Didn't have the time to really record something. Clearly, I'm still in a brace, so my ability to record videos is kind of hampered. And I don't really think that video would have come across the way I'd wanted it to. It would have come across a bit more sour and mean-spirited, when in reality the that's not the vibe I want to come across with for this. I wanted to do a watch along of the pay-per-view. I'm not still not 100%. I might save that for next year, since technically speaking, the show officially happens March 23rd, 2024. So I feel like that'd be a nice way to commemorate the day of. There's a few more ideas I had, or plans I've scrapped for it. I think the best way to commemorate the day of JaM Unleashed is to just say thank you. Because without JaM Unleashed, everything that came after wouldn't have happened. I want to first thank the movement itself. I wasn't with the combined movement for too long. But for my experience there, good or bad, I don't regret too much. I regret some things, clearly, like the way my exit came to be could have been avoided. And I 100% take responsibility for that. Even if it's been a year and some change since I've left. And so I think it's far beyond the time I should have apologized. But I still believe the best thing to do is to say I'm sorry. And I sincerely do apologize for the way things ended. Because I haven't really told the story too much. And it's really not my place to, but the whole thing spawned because of me inserting myself into a situation that did not involve me. And acting like an asshole. There's no better way to put it. It's honest to God truth. And to anybody from the movement that was involved in that situation that might watch this or might not watch this, I don't know how much to say that I take responsibility for the way my stint in the group ended, and that I am sincerely sorry. That goes double for the people that I genuinely pissed off with the way I behaved. But I do still want to say thank you to them. Like, to be able to be in with that group that was, people I had supported and I'd watched and I'd looked up to for so fucking long. Um, and to interact with them on damn near a daily basis, it was still to this day it's mind blowing. That I even got to share, screen time, behind the scenes time, just calls and chats with them on a semi regular basis. It's an experience I look back on fondly because they shared some wisdom. They shared a lot of the wisdom I have now, with me on how to handle things and how I probably should have handled things looking back. Um, and without the movement, I would not have the platform, however big or small it is, that I have. So I'll forever be grateful for that. If I never talk to them a day in my life again, if I talk to them tomorrow, if I never work with any of them again, or if I work with them fucking 2 weeks from now, I sincerely thank them for everything they've ever done for me. Because trust me, they've done a lot. Um, to separate from the main movement themselves, I want to thank Cameron Bash. Um, I haven't talked to Cameron in a long time. Uh, since I left the movement, I have not talked to him, and that kind of sucks, but that's kind of on me. But there's a point in time where I talked to that man damn near every day, just like everybody else in the movement and in JAM before that. And there was a point in time where I saw Cameron Bash as a very good friend and someone I could trust. When I lost my grandfather at the end of 2020, beginning of 2021, the Roys and Cameron were the first people to know because I was taking some time away to mourn. And I wanted to open up and tell them that, like, I wanted to give them the details more than I wanted to just share, like, fuck it. They were people I saw as I could trust them enough to let them know the full details of everything I was going through at the time. And, I've had a lot of issues with Cameron, most of which having to do with sort of my own stubbornness and, looking back, it's hard not to see that he was right. But Cameron did more for me than I think a lot of people realize. Without Cameron, I wouldn't be in this community. Literally. He's the one that sent me the DM about the Jimmy Darrow character, about putting a character in the call contest that led to me being part of the community, the putting in an application for JAM, which led to the Lionheart title fucking win, and led to me being in this community for 3 fucking years, you know? He's one of the people on the creative team that gave me the opportunity to be the face of JM and be the Lionheart champion to begin with. I owe so much of my early call run to Cameron Bash, and I know he's got the reputation he has, and people don't really like him. I genuinely don't give a fuck, you know? And that's gonna sound bad, but it's just because, like, I've been in calls with that guy, like on streams, off of streams. I've chatted with that guy. I've talked to him one on one in DMs, and I have my experiences, my opinions because of the things I've seen and I've heard from him himself. And I genuinely want to thank him for everything he's done for me, everything he's taught me, everything he's had to put up with, and he dealt with because I'm kind of an asshole. He deserves credit for dealing with early, pretentious, stubborn as fuck Dara. I feel like I this wouldn't be right if I didn't thank the Roys. They're my fucking family, man. They're my brothers. I would not genuinely be here still if it weren't for these dickheads. God, man, like, we've been through so much in the last few years that it feels like I've experienced 10 years in call in like 3. And that's a sentiment I think we all share. But God, I could not imagine dealing with it with anyone else because they have helped me so fucking much get through the shit I've gotten through. Like I said earlier, they were some of the first people to know about my grandfather passing. They were people I've gone to when shit was wrong, when shit was right, when I just wanted to troll somebody, when I just wanted to fuck around. I've shared intimate moments with these guys. I've shared hours staying up until like 4 in the morning, shooting the shit, being an asshole, mic spamming them with dumbass soundboard clips on voice mod. They are some of the best friends I've ever met, and I've never even interacted with them in IRL. They are phenomenal people, and I would not still be here if they weren't still here. I wouldn't still be here if they didn't help me as much as they have. You know, whether that be emotionally, mentally, creatively. These are the coolest motherfuckers in the world to me, and I would fucking go to bat with these motherfuckers any day of the week. They are the greatest fucking dudes I've ever interacted with, online or otherwise. The friendships I've made with these fuckers, they mean the goddamn world to me, and I just don't know how else to express it, man. Like, thank all of those fuckers, because they fucking deserve so much credit for just Daro still existing. Daro and Rachel and Envy and all of them still having place in this community. I've almost left this place so many fucking times, and I think it was just being able to air out my grievances to them and then let it out to somebody and then having them give me feedback back that helped me sort of mentally adjust to things and help me continue to be here as long as I have been. The conversations I've had with them are some of the most meaningful I've ever had because they are 100% fucking honest all the time, whether you like it or not, you know? So when I know I need that honest opinion on how things are, whether they be serious or not serious, I go to them because they were not gonna bullshit me. They never would, and that means a lot because I've dealt with a lot of bullshitters before. So yeah, I need to. I'm rambling, but fuck it. You know that's what this whole video is gonna be. I just want to thank them because they deserve all the credit in the fucking world. The only people left to thank is just everybody that supported me. Like you watching this, if you're watching this, you know of me. You know of my YouTube channel. You know of my Twitch channel. You know of my fucking Twitter, where I spend all day bitching about wrestling or shit posting. Anybody that has supported any fucking thing I've done, whether it be the JaM run, whether it be the LWE run, whether it be the most infrequent show in all of CAW, 3rd Street Wrestling. Just if you've supported anything that I've done, anything I've helped work on, anything I've done on my own, anything I've had any input in the last fucking 3 years and some change, just thank you. Because the support, how big or small it has been, I've ever gotten, it means everything to me, and it's one of the major reasons why I've stuck around as long as I have. Like I said, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll say it 1,000 times. I'm here until I don't want to be anymore. And then even when I leave, I probably won't leave forever because I'll still be doing content. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do this because I love entertaining, I love telling stories, and I love sharing moments with people. And as long as I can continue to do that, I'm going to continue. As long as people are still going to support the dumb shit that I do, I'm going to keep doing that dumb shit. So, thank you. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart. Because like especially right now with everything that's gone down since 2023 started, with the elbow injury and with the family situations I've been going through, and sort of my own self doubt and mental issues that I've been suffering through while home alone recuperating. Um, I needed the support now more than ever, and I've gotten quite a lot, even when at times I felt I didn't deserve it. And that extends far beyond just this past few months, but the entire time I've been here. I I've gotten so much support in times where I genuinely feel like maybe I didn't deserve it, and that means a lot to me. So thank you. And I'm not sure what is next, where I go from here. I just hope people continue to support it.